What is your role at UCI?
Right. I'm Dr. Isabel Rivera, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the University of California, Irvine. So a postdoc is a research position you can take after completing a PhD, and it is a step towards becoming an independent researcher. So in this role, I get to collaborate with other scientists and lead my own research projects. I get to apply for funding, design and run experiments, and share our results through scientific meetings, outreach events, and publications.
What group at UCI are you a part of and what is the mission or vision of that group?
I'm part of the Dr. Elizabeth Head Lab, which is a neuropathology research lab. We study donated human brain tissue to better understand the biological changes that happen in the brain of people with Down syndrome. And so our research focuses on identifying key factors that influence or are associated with the development of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So by studying human brains directly, we hope to gain insights that can lead to interventions to either slow or even prevent Alzheimer's disease in the Down syndrome community.
What does your research focus on, and are there any discoveries you'd like to share?
Yeah, so my research focuses on mosaicism, which is a rare form of Down syndrome. In mosaic Down syndrome, individuals have a mix of cells, some with an extra copy of chromosome 21 and others with a typical number of chromosomes. Because of this, people with mosaic Down syndrome often show milder or more variable features compared to individuals who have the extra chromosome in all of their cells. And we also know that people with Down syndrome have a higher genetic risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. And this is largely because some genes linked to Alzheimer's risk are located on chromosome 21. Since individuals with mosaicism only have the extra chromosome in some of their cells, we hypothesize they may have a lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. So my project looks at whether Alzheimer's related brain changes develop differently or at lower levels in mosaic cases compared to people with Down syndrome who have the extra chromosome in all their cells. So ultimately, we hope this work helps identify specific genes and cell types that play a key role in Alzheimer's disease within the Down syndrome community.
What got you interested in this research focus?
Before this, my training and research were focused on Alzheimer's disease. When I started my PhD, I learned about the strong connection between Alzheimer's disease and Down syndrome, and that really caught my interest. I wanted to understand the biology behind this link, what's actually happening at the molecular and cellular levels. So I became even more intrigued when I learned about mosaicism. It highlighted just how complex and fascinating the underlying biology can be. And it motivated me to explore these differences more deeply to better understand disease risk and progression.
Is there a researcher who has inspired you?
So I've been inspired by all my mentors throughout my research career. During my undergraduate studies, Doctors Antonio De Mario and David Covey were the first scientists I worked with, and they helped build my foundational research skills. And they sparked my interest in research and ultimately motivated me to pursue graduate school. And in graduate school, Dr. Laura Cocas introduced me to neurodevelopment research, and Dr. Jorge Busiglio brought me into the Down syndrome research field. And more recently, my current mentor, Dr. Elizabeth Head, continues to inspire me through her passion for science and strong supportive mentorship. And altogether, these mentors have shaped not only my scientific path, but also how I strive to mentor others moving forward in my career.
Is there any advice you have for new investigators entering the field?
Yeah, my biggest piece of advice is not to be afraid of failure. So, for example, when I first started my PhD, I worried a lot about experiments not working. And when they didn't, it definitely affected my confidence. Over time, though, I realized that those moments gave me the chance to troubleshoot and really understand my work more deeply. And that's when I learned the most. So, what I once saw as failure turned out to be some of the most important learning and growth experiences. And so, research teaches you persistence, and that's the mindset that has benefited me not just professionally, but in my personal life as well.
What parts of the mission and vision of CFAR-DS appeal to you or inspire you?
Yeah, so what really inspires me about the mission of CFAR-DS is the strong emphasis on collaboration. That is bringing together researchers, families, self-advocates to improve the quality of life for people with Down syndrome. And it's been truly a privilege and honor to work in this field. And I deeply admire how individuals with Down syndrome and their families are actively involved in shaping and advancing the science. And that partnership, it's what makes it more meaningful and impactful, and what excites me to wake up every day and go to the lab.